Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and happy first official day of spring. So it is very nice out. It is very spring-like outside right now. So I wanted to do a spring inspired makeup tutorial and do some little like flower freckly things. I'm really into this trend of people doing like freckles or like little accents here that are not actually freckles. So I'm going to do a little flower one today and we're going to see how it works out. So if you guys want to see how I do this look, then just keep watching. So we're going to start with the eyes. I didn't want to just do the eyes neutral. I wanted them to be very vibrant as well because the flowers are going to be very small, as you probably saw in the thumbnail. They're going to be very little and, you know, very freckle-like. I don't want them to be really super big and take up a lot of my face. I mean, I've done looks like that before with flowers where I painted like the whole side of my face with flowers and stuff like that. I think I've done that twice on my channel. I've done different flower kind of paints, which I will leave linked somewhere so you guys can check them out if you want to. However, I don't want to do that kind of thing today. So I am just taking a big fluffy brush and a kind of pale taupey color and just highlighting under my brows to start and set the concealer we just put down. And I just move the brush around, make sure I have it creaseless before I start putting my other shadows down. Taking a flat packing brush, I'm going to go into this Makeup Revolution Passion for Color palette, and I am going to go into this pink shade right here in the middle, and we are going to place that on the inner third of our lid. So it's not as vibrant as it looks in the pan, but it is actually kind of perfect for the look I want to do today. I just want this to be really bright pinks, oranges, and yellows, kind of a sunset look, but not as bright. So I am just packing this on. This is a Luxie brush I got in a Birchbox a while ago. And I am just flicking it out at the top so that it's nice and smooth with the transition points. Now I'm going into my Z palette with the same brush and I'm going in with the color Poppy. So just a very bright poppy orange. And we're going to put this in the middle of the lid. Again, just packing it on. I kind of want it to be like a semicircle shape. So I'm just going to kind of draw that in a little bit. Just map it out and then I'll blend and pack and, you know, make it look really nice. And then with one of these round eyeshadow brushes, I'm going to go into a matte yellow and just add this to the outside. And I'm going to start kind of buffing around the edges here with this one because this is obviously our last color. So I want it to be nice and smooth at the end. And also build up that yellow because sometimes I have found if you're paler and you use a yellow shadow, if you don't blend it correctly, it can kind of come off bruised, like you're trying to cover up a bruise with other shadows. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this, that you're really gonna have to blend and make it look nice. Like anything too light is gonna look bruisey, but anything too vibrant too can kind of make you look sick depending on your coloring. Instead of using a black liquid liner and bringing this look down, I'm gonna use my brown eyeliner, which has fallen out of the capsule here, and just line my upper lash line, mostly for the sake of making sure it doesn't look super bare, and when we add lashes they don't look totally out of place. Now we're going to prep for the false lashes with a little mascara. I'm using my Lights Camera lashes, wiping off all the excess here because I don't want it to get clumpy. And for falsies, I'm going to use a double wispy just because I don't have a regular wispy. But just use a really light lashes on. As you can see, they're very light. They're a little longer than I would like for this look in general, but I think it's just because of like they've kind of like ready to get replaced. So they're kind of stretched out almost. But I'm going to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder in Caramel because I'm going to be wearing a lighter wig. I want to lighten up my brows a bit. And I do have the gift of really thin eyebrows, so I can fill them in like that. So they'll basically be blonde. And I want them to be super soft, just everything about this to be soft and kind of dewy, bronzy, just very airy and spring-like. I'm not even using a brow brush actually. This is a square-ended paintbrush that I use sometimes when I do powdery brows. For some reason, I feel like it just distributes the product a little bit cleaner and a little bit more evenly too. Because I don't know if it's the bristles are densely packed, so it's a little bit easier to work with. And it's also very flexible. So I put my wig cap on and did my base off camera just because I've done a lot on camera lately and it's the same every time. So now I'm going to take a little bit of this really light pink blush. It's called Fun with Friends from ColourPop, and just dot a little bit of that on and then blend it out with a brush. And then for highlight, I'm going to use Goddess of Love from Revolution Makeup, and I'm just going to put this on a highlighting brush, and as you can probably tell, it really matches the shimmer in the blush, so the highlight is very bright and kind of like ethereal looking, which is exactly what I want. Now we're going to do the freckles. I'm just going to take different liquid lipsticks in this teeny tiny liner brush. It's very stiff and honestly like the perfect size for this thing. So I have a bunch of different liquid lipsticks. You can use face paint, you can use pigments. I'm going to use liquid lipsticks. So I'm going to start with this light teal color, kind of matches my shirt. And we're just going to do 5 little dots. So I'm going to move closer so you guys can see how I'm doing this. I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but it's right there. So I'm gonna do 5 little dots, and then we'll do a darker color in the middle for each one. About 5 sections of those flowers, and then I'm gonna take a darker teal and do 1 dot as the center of that flower. Now you can see the darker dots, which I think kind of brings out the lighter dots. So hopefully you're getting the idea here. Now we're going to kind of do the inverse of that. I'm going to take a dark purple and leave a light center for the freckles. So I'm just going to load up the brush with my product. And you can do this with any colors you want. I'm using blue and purple and pink and teal, but you can use whatever colors you like. I really like this purple, so I'm gonna add a couple of lilac flowers too. And now finally for the pinks, I'm going to do like a really bright watermelon-y kind of pink first, and then like a fuchsia pink for the middles, which that one's actually metallic, so that one's gonna have a bit of pop and shine. Now time for the fuchsia centers. I think my nose needs a couple more so it looks a little bit more freckly. So we're gonna do the light purple again over that. To finish this look all off, I am just going to use a clear gloss. And this is the finished look. So if you guys like this kind of fun creative spring look, make sure you subscribe. I have a lot more coming. I have a lot more projects coming up on my channel, so I hope to see you guys in the next one.